Today, we shall be talking about project needs assessment. Um, as I said on the other lecture, that when you develop a project, you'll find yourself having different options. One of the options that you may have is you either decide to go for non-profit making activities or you go for profit making activities. And the nature of this one will also differ, whether this project is for public or this project is for business oriented, or this project maybe it is for religious organizations and so on. So it may be from different angles. It may be from the aspects of construction related projects. Maybe it is about school construction, school development. It might be about education promotions, and so on. But all these things will differ depending on the nature of the project itself. And that's why, as a project manager, you need to understand. And in this session for today, we shall be talking about the needs assessment. On the other time, we discussed about feasibility study. Feasibility study focus at whether this is feasible to implement or is not feasible. Is this going to be viable project or is not going to be a viable project? Now, you may accept or reject a project, but in here, under the needs assessment, we are trying to assess the need. You have to assess the need from maybe from the community perspective. You have to assess the need from what people are saying, from the context of the people's problem. You assess the need, and the need can be also assessed at the level of the organization. You may assess the need at the level of organization. um, Maybe you may develop needs assessments based on the organization, but that one is not bigger as when you talk of the public projects. When you talk of public projects, when you talk of a non-profit making organization, then you have to go out and assess the need. And this is what we are talking about here, needs assessment. And when you assess the need, you just need to find out the extent of the problem. So what is needs assessment generally when we talk about this? Needs assessment is a systematic process for determining and addressing needs or gaps between current condition and the desired condition or wants. So, what you will see, you want to assess the need. You want to assess the needs. You are looking at the gaps. You are looking at the gaps between the current condition, what people are facing today, what people are facing today. What is the condition for today? What is the problem that is existing for today? And what is the desired condition? So that is what you need to spend some time and assess. So it is good for project manager to reflect the society. It is good for project manager to reflect the public interest that is being centered within the conditions within that problem, and it is where you find yourself investing in those problems, because here you are trying to address the problem that is existing in the community, that is existing in the society. So you are trying to examine what is the desired condition, what are the current condition, what people are facing today, what are the causes for their problems, what are the effects. So when you look at the cause-effect relationship, then it will give you the direction towards the desired conditions or the ones that's needed for the future. So the need can be a desire to improve current performance or to correct any type of deficiency. That is what we say about the need. Needs assessment can help improve the quality of policy programs, decision that's leading to improvements in performance and accomplishment of desired results. This is what we say about the needs assessment. It is about defining need. It is about analyzing the need. And therefore, what we say is defining need is an essential starting place for the needs assessment. So what we say in here, you can use different tools to make needs assessment. You can use your observations, you can use a survey, you can use any type of tools that will help you to gather information. So what we say in most needs assessment, survey a need means something that is specifically related to a particular group of community. So you have to survey the group, you have to survey the community and observe the situation, what is happening in terms of the need. So many people, especially who are working in the public sector, they may find themselves spending much time in assessing the need, because you have to assess the need from the people's point of view. You have to assess. And remember, you are trying to assess the condition. So you have to learn from what people are facing. You have to reflect yourself. And when you are assessing the need, the best tools that you could use is for public projects is participation. Make sure that you involve different groups using different styles. So you'll have to identify what are those groups that you need to incorporate into your analysis, so that they may give out the insight about the need. What do they require? So what I would say, again, the need can be explored. And if you do a mistake when assessing the need, it will lead you to poor planning, and it will be about intelligence failure for the project. So you need to get some times to assess the need. You should, when you are assessing this one, you should not pose as an expert, but you should be a person who is learning from the community. The community, they can give you the priority that require your attention for planning your project. So this is very central. You should not pose like yourself as expert who is trying to bring solution, but make sure at your level that all the needs are being developed by the people themselves, and all the priorities should be coming from the people themselves. And that is very important when you are looking at the needs assessment. So why project needs assessment? This is another area that we need to know. Why do we do the needs assessment? Needs assessments help you to identify area that will do the most good for the most people over time. So this is what you need to know. And also we say needs assessment clarify the work of public services. It clarifies the works of government agencies. It promotes effective program planning by engaging advisory leaders, elected officials, volunteers and other stakeholders in learning and taking and talking about important issues that the people themselves are facing. So what you will see is when you develop your needs assessment, you will be able to clarify what is needed from the point of the community, what is needed. So the government offices, so for the case of Tanzania, so you'll find village officers, they will be able to clarify issues that require attention for planning. And also you'll find out ward executives, they will also need to participate in setting the priorities based on the need itself. And also you'll find religious leaders, they will have to participate. You will have to engage different political leaders like member of parliament and others. So all those groups that are very important, you need to include them to clarify the needs so that when you intervene with your project, you can be able to implement a project that is sustainable, and it can also address the people's problem. And this problem is going to be people-centered problem. So those are the issues that we are looking at on why do we do the needs assessment as far as the project is concerned. So these are the points. You may involve other groups like women groups. You may identify another groups that is maybe children or youth. You may separate other groups to get opinion about the need and clarify it much. Maybe the disabled. You may find another group that of interest, depending on how you view. Maybe this group can be related with maybe the elderly, adult people, or maybe it can be about finding the group of poor people, and the poor people can give you opinion about what is the issue and how they want their priorities, you see, so they can clarify much about that. And also we say needs assessments are democratic principles. So you have to apply democratic principle when you are developing needs assessment. You should understand that need may change over time. So it is important you involve people very democratic in order to give you the insight on how the project should look like. And that's why we need to do needs assessment, because it is a participatory point of view. And when we talk about why project needs assessment, it's because we want to identify community needs, concern, and issues. Remember, when you are a public servant, you want to impose a project. That project is not yours. It's not of your father, it's not of your mother, it is of the public. So let the public speak about their project, they want, their concern. And you as a public servant, you need to invest on key priority issues and on those priorities that has been identified by the people themselves. And also you should understand that among other reasons on why are we doing it, because it empowers grassroots actions around the need. So people will be participating, individuals will be participating. So because you are the official, or maybe it is a non-profit making organization, you want to go out and assess the need on whether in this area we can set out a bridge. You may get a different opinion. Maybe from your thinking, you may say bridge is a priority, but when you go to community, when you go to grassroots, they will tell you bridge is not a priority, but we require dispensary right here. So it may change the way you think about community, because the community themselves, the grassroots, they know much about the problems that they are facing in their society. So that is the point. And also, um, we do this needs assessment is because we want to determine if needs have changed over time. That's why you needed to do that one. And also, we need to do the needs assessment because we want also to, to find out people's dreams. We want to find out people's desires. We want to find out hopes for the future. What are the dreams? What about the desire people have? And also, you should understand, no project will get funded if it has no elements of uh, needs assessment, especially for those who want to develop bigger projects related to a non-profit making, or maybe it is for the government related. So donor requirements is also prevailing when you are setting out your needs assessment, that you need to involve people in setting priority, and these priorities must be coming from people themselves. And also, when you talk about why we do it, we we are doing needs assessment because we want to promote sustainability of the project. We are promoting sustainability and also ownership in uh, in a project. There's so many reasons. There's so many reasons for conducting this one. And also, you need to document the needs for grants, applications, and the other fundings. These are other reasons. So if you want to get a grant, then you have to document the needs. You have to analyze the needs very properly, and you examine the cause effect relationship. This is very important because you cannot get any grants if you have not analyzed the needs properly, and most of the agency, they require a proper analysis of the need, thereby examining the cause effect relationship. Also, you need additional information and perspective to communicate with the donors, advisor groups, elected officials, and other stakeholders. These are the reasons on how you identify the needs. Because remember, you are trying to develop. You are trying to develop a project that is people-centered project, the project that is not of your father, not of your mother, but it belongs to community. Therefore, you cannot ignore the people themselves being involved in one way or another. You have to analyze. You have to involve